The board is set. The native Fremen dream of creating a green Arrakis, while the Baron Harkonnen wants to paint it red. Smugglers who above all desire profit by turning the tables. The noble Atreides, bound by the whims of the Emperor, are blinded by their honor. The board is set. The Spice War begins.
Welcome back to Icarus Plays. This time we're checking out some Dune Spice Wars. This game was developed by Shiro Games in the year 2022. Really kind of lining up with a lot of that Dune-esque, a really huge portion of pop culture. I love the movies myself. Timothy and Xenia, both fantastic actors and actresses. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get jumped into this Let's Play and get started. Away we go. So, we're going to start a new game for the long-lasting campaign on the northern hemisphere of Arrakis. Will your house survive the Spice Wars and come out victorious? Now, there are a bunch of different houses. You've got the Atreides, you've got Harkonnen, you've got Smugglers, Freemen, Corino, you've got Akaz, and you've got a DLC where you can purchase it. I don't have that DLC installed right now. We're just going to do a little Atreides. A couple things. Each one of these does have its own unique benefits and withdrawals. So with House Atreides, you can peacefully annex neutral villages. Villagers cost 10% more authority to annex and 10% longer to liberate. Then upkeep is reduced by 10, and we can't pillage neutral villagers. We also have the ability to gain 10% extra production of currency. You've got 10% more military unit power when under the effect of a negative targeted resolution. And then we've got ignore the ability of charters. And a permanent increase of 2% resource production, up to a maximum of 20. With all that, we're going to go ahead and get started with House Atreides.
The moment has come, sire. The conquest of Arrakis is ready to begin. The men are in good spirits, but they're uneasy. They don't know what to expect in a world so different from their own. Men who know only oceans and skies must now fight for control of a world covered in desert. Even so, I can promise they will follow you, no matter what you decide to do. Under your command, they will make this world into a new home for House Atreides.
Okay, perfect. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Our path to victory, we have to complete 2 objectives. So this is really going to be a lot more like that Civilization type of gameplay where you do capture villages and build out networks. So we have to defeat House Harkonnen, we have to defeat House Corino, and we have to own 10 different territories and be a ally to the Freemen. So we're going to go ahead and take a look here at a false wall east. I think I want to start kind of in the south here and build out this area. So we are going to be picking some counselors here. I want some of the easiest ones. So we're going to be doing that, and we'll do Paul. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite aspect of Dune was, or is. I'm looking forward to a third movie, hopefully.
Have captured this territory, but our agents say they've taken up position there. We must ensure that the locals submit to the Atreides authority rather than your enemies.
Alright. So we're going to win through either political, economic, or domination victories. So again, very similar to Civilization if you played that game. So we have to stay the consulate for 30 days. Own 1 or 50 or 1%, 50% shares of the council. Or be the last faction standing. Optional. Don't lose any units. I can tell you right now, that's not going to happen. And then win before losing 30 military units. 0 have been lost so far. Starting off here, we've got our advanced outpost. We've got our ornithopter here. What I'm going to do is automatically turn on this auto recon mode. And he's going to go out and explore and look around. Because right now we do have quite a bit of fog of war. And I want to be able to figure out what's around me. So I'm going to hit pause real quick. Look around, see what I can do. I'm going to build another ornithopter. That way that I can explore a little bit more. And I'm going to start by recruiting a troop. I think I'm actually going to do 2. Didn't mean to build 2 of those. I want a trooper and a ranger. Rangers being your, obviously, range units. Troopers being your close range fighting units at that point. Okay. So this ornithopter over here is getting real close. It looks like they found some spice for us to potentially mine. It looks like we're also going to be investigating some of these ruins here. That's what these question marks are. Looks like we found a village. Village quirks. Each village has its own quirks. So this one is a negative 40% construction cost. New building slot costs 40% less in this village. And a hard worker, which equates to 10% more resources gained in this region. If we look at this one over here, looks like we have found a settled freeman outpost, maybe. Earn their trust to use Arrakis information or trade information. Send a military unit to investigate. I'll tell you what. Let's go back to our main HQ. We're still out here exploring. Found another village. Got 2 militia in this one, 2 militia in that one. They both look to be armed civilians, so they're going to be melee units at that point. Abandoned Imperial Station. Production per research hub.
Waiting for your order.
Okay. So the other ornithopter has come out. Looks like we've got a harvester wreck for investigation here. I'm going to turn on auto recon with this one as well. And I'd like to start expanding here. So what I'm going to do, grab our units here, move them here to the edge of kind of our territory, and see if we can't maybe start to look at occupying some of these villages.
We're focused.
Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a trek to get there. Where are my ornithopters? What have we found so far? This looks back in fog of war. Bet you these 2 are going to be villages up here. How's our supply looking? If we come over here, this is your supply number. It's basically your water. Right now we've got a base production of 20 water, which should be enough for us to be able to get over there. I just hope I don't kill my units by trying to get over there. Manpower. We're going to have up to 300 right now. That manpower is used to generate more troops, along with some of our plascrete here. It's a construction material. for us to be able to build units, or pardon me, not units, buildings. And then you've got your general, think of them as dollars. Solari is going to be your currency in this game. Right now, we're working and focusing to capture this village up here. Right now, my supply is running dangerously low. And I have some fear that I'm actually going to lose both of these units. I should have maybe gone for a little bit of a closer one, maybe this one. But figure it out from here.
At your service, sir.
Ready. Received.
Okay, we actually got it. Perfect. So what I'm going to do,
On it.
I'm going to see if we can't heal these folks up. And just have them kind of hang out here for a second.
Ready.
All clear.
Right click on the ornithopter takes us to where they're at. I was right. These are 2 villages. They are getting a little more stout. Those have 3 militia units in each one of them. Occupied. I'm going to go ahead and annex this village. That way we can control it a little bit more in depth. This is going to use some of our bureaucracy or authority resource here at the top. Looks like we build 4 of them. There we go. I do have now control over this village. Got some development research. So, again, much like civilization, you're going to have a research tree. I really like to focus on some of the more economic side of the business, or economic side of the game. So I'm going to get this local community, which is going to give us more plastic construction, unlock the maintenance center, and unlock the investment office in the village. So now if we come to our village, we do see that we have some militia that we can build. I'm also able to build refineries, wholesale markets, plastic factories, dew collectors so that we can generate more water, recruitment offices for more manpower, an airfield so we can embark and debark on ornithopters, missile batteries, so some defense, and then some statecraft. We've got some research, and we've got a monitoring station. I want a refinery, that way I can start harvesting some of this spice, selling it, and generating a little more income. So we're going to go ahead and plop that down there. We're going to look over here. What do we got? We got a rare element. Doesn't say what kind of rare element we have, but it is a rare element that we can potentially use for selling, construction, any number of different things. So we're going to go ahead and speed the game up a little bit to 1.5 speed as we wait for this to construct. Looks like my units are healed up. I'm going to go ahead and send them home.
Agreed.
Let's check out our development research. It is working on it. So a left click gets that started. I right clicked on it the first time and actually canceled it like a scrub. Alright, so we're going to speed it up a little bit more until we get this built, and then I'll show you the mechanics of running the refinery and getting an ornithopter attached to your harvester. That way the giant worms don't eat you. So in preparation to that, I'm going to build another ornithopter over here at my main base.
On duty.
Understood.
We're moving.
We're going to mosey these units out to the edge as well as we look to take over that village. We look at it here, we got an inactive harvester. And the land sheed is going to be, think about it as your council meetings. That's where you're going to be able to get favors, or you're going to use your votes and everything. This here up at the top is your votes. It's going to be able to be used to direct benefits or to harm your enemies. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to request a carry-all to deploy my harvester. I'm going to turn on greed mode as well. And then we're going to go ahead and click on our ornithopter here, the middle one, as this last one is yet to be built. Oh, okay. So we're going to talk through this real quick. Okay, so if we look at it, these are our big votes, our big items here that can really influence the gameplay. At the top are what are known as charters. And these charters allow you to have some unique resources and some unique items along with them. There's like this one here, Speaker of the Council, allows you to replace one resolution, that's what these are down here, one resolution at the start of each council. The Judge of the Council allows you to train of a guard or a judge. False South Wall Consul, stay consul for 30 days, results in a political victory. That is one of the ways that we can win this game. Water Sellers Union, you get 2 additional money or salary per positive water. Eye of the Council, get 2 extra agents with the special consul trait. Right now, we don't have enough influence, enough land trade standing, or influence on this in order to make this happen. So we're going to go ahead, ignore those, and look down here at the bottom. So we've got some subsidiaries. At the start of the next council, gain 5 plascrete or a share of the Comey. You've got diplomatic congresses, raise relationships to truce with every other faction. I don't think I need that right now. So we're going to go ahead and just leave that. Foreign recruitment. The elected faction gains negative 50% manpower recruitment cost and 50% non-mechanical unit regeneration costs. So if we look over here on our right, we see our total votes and the influence that we have. Right now, we are at 189 votes, basically. You got 100 straight up votes, and then you can burn influence to also gain some votes. There are 4 different houses, or 4 different factions. You got Atreides, you got Corno, you've got Harkonnens, you got the smugglers, and then you have this minor houses here, which is just random NPC type stuff. You can't really influence them from what I've been able to tell, but they will vote one way or the other. So I'm going to throw some votes into the subsidies. I'm going to throw 80 of them in there. I don't really need any truces right now, as I haven't really even interacted with anybody. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to run that up to 80 and that up to 100. We're going to confirm, see what we got. Okay. Well, very last, but I did get the truces by themselves. Didn't even have to put any money in. Subsidies has been enacted, and the smugglers have won the foreign recruitment. Next council will open in 20 days. All right. So that was our first council, our first voting that we could interact with. Pretty cool, unique. It's very Civ-esque, where you're starting to work with other people, other factions on the map overall. What is this skull? Marauders camp. Okay. Sorry, got distracted. We're dropping off our harvester on the spice field. That way we could get some spice going.
Yes, sir.
And then, because we are in greed mode, I'm going to turn off this auto recon on the center ornithopter over here. And then we're going to right click on it to assign it. That way they can watch out for the giant sandworms. Back over to the top, we've got development research. Looks like we got some more research. What are we going to want? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this local dialect study. That way we can get more water produced and decrease the cost of expanding our faction here. So we're going to go ahead and left click on that to get that started. Diplomatic standing increased. Smugglers have been increased to truce from conflict, along with everything else there. Spice stocks, the Imperial tax. Forgot to cover that. there is an Imperial tax every, I think it was 28 days. Right now, we are taking in a little bit. Your spice stock is currently too low to pay the Imperial tax. If we look at the Imperial tax... yeah, it's right here. Remaining time, I got 4 days to mine 80 spice. Right now I'm adding 28. You can see that I am stockpiling 70. This down here is stockpiling. So, and then selling here at the top. 1 spice equals 2 Solari. What I'm going to do until I get enough spice to pay my tax, I'm going to go ahead and leave this at a 50-50. Nah, I'm going to back it down to an 80-20. The opposite way. I'm going to spend or put 80% of the spice I harvest into storage and sell 20% of it. All right, that should be all the alerts taken care of. We'll go ahead and get started again. And we'll slow down some speed to 1.5 time. There's the ornithopter. And then
Awaiting command. Ready.
going to get another trooper and another ranger. We're going to deploy this ornithopter on auto recon. I'm going after Ashta here in just a second. Let's set the rally point here at the edge. Oh, we're getting close. Okay. Got an unassigned agent. You can assign your agents to various activities in the espionage window. So a left click opens up our window here. We get another agent in 13 days. And I've got a recruiter. So each one of these is something that we can, or a different area that we can gather information in. If we do it in Arrakis or on Arrakis, we gain +1 authority. They will receive the following trait, Arrakis agent, and can resolve certain discoveries on the planet. If we put them in the spacing guild, they will generate 1 additional manpower. I don't really anticipate having too many manpower issues at this point. If we send them to the Ciomo, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'll be entirely honest with you, they will generate us 10 additional Solari. And if we send them to the land shred, they'll generate us influence. I think influence is probably our best bet in this scenario. That way we can impact more of those resolutions. So I'm going to assign by dragging him down there. If we come over here on a probe setup for our different missions, go ahead and play that. Perfect. Back to the game. Imperial tax is due soon. We're expected to have 105. We need to pay 80. So we should be okay. We have 2 days. Once our military units get established or built from our advanced outpost here, I will be sending them over to attack the Ashta. What other buildings are we going to want? How's our military? Not our military. Our water supply. Got 1 from villages from that perk that we picked up. Or from the research that we just completed. So we're net down 1. Now we got another research to really look into here. Got local dialects, which gave us that +1. Water. I think airfields will probably be our next best, or our air network. That way we can really rapidly respond and deploy troops across our faction. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. Your old tax is due soon. You don't have to freak me out so much about it here pretty quick. We're going to start backing that down. Let's back it down even more. And that should get us in a good spot for about 20 over. what we need to pay here in about a day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and here comes our reinforcements.
Yes.
We bring them all up. Gonna have them run over to
Listening.
wonder how my supply's doing.
Awaiting orders.
Really kind of running out of supply pretty quick here.
Well
So
focused.
let's go ahead and
On duty.
Let's
attack
end this.
this one. Tuatar. That way we can start to build out a network. That way we can get to that maybe easier one. With a lot of this melee in here, we are absolutely crushing them. Boom. And there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and start the annex claiming. Okay. So really, we are going to absolutely crush the amount of resources that we need, spice that we need. So we're going to back this down quite a bit. We have a trade request from House Corno. What do they want?
Make it worth my time.
They want money and intel. I'm going to go ahead and decline that because I do not want to be paying anybody any intel. It's my intel. I'm greedy. We've got a scientist representatives from are visiting Arrakis to study the planet. A collaboration of higher minds is in order. Gathering topographical data. Willingness and sandworm. I can't really click on anything in here. Choose a course of action. Visit special regions with a labthopter? Orthopter. Labthopter. Okay. So we're just going to have this labthopter zip all the way around, huh? Holding left shift will allow you to assign multiple different routes and destinations. So I'm just going to queue that up real quick. That way I can kind of set it and forget it as we continue to annex this Tuatar. Got some more research. Damages received. Inside, I'm not expecting to be on the back foot very often. Unlocks the armor to customize units. Let's go ahead and get more influence. New village under control. With that, I think we'll put a pause here for this first episode. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Along with, if you have any advice for this game, this is truly my first time playing it. I played through the tutorial, but it was pretty light on some of these mechanics. So, if you have any tips, tricks, or anything that you want to share, hit me up in the comments. With that, have a good day. Bye.